Straight up Tennessee family, we've made it. It's another game week. It's Tennessee. It's Mississippi State. This is when the real season for this football team begins. It's Saturday at 4:15 Eastern, 3:15 Central, there in Starkville, Mississippi. What can we expect from Mississippi State? I think we have a lot of question marks about this football team. Are they as good as advertised? Or are there things that Tennessee can completely exploit and make this a game that gets out of hand quick? We think that that's the possibility. We're going to tell you all about it and more on the Who Is Mississippi State show. It's your boy Ruck in the building. I got my guys Dylan and I got my guy C2 with me. You already know what it is, man. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Let me just tell you something. This is the beginning of what could be a magical run for Tennessee. And it all starts this week. It's straight up Tennessee, baby. Welcome to the Who Is Mississippi State show.
Tennessee's the program to keep an eye on. If you want to know which program that's not currently at the head table of college football, it's Tennessee.
Now Meshack's got to go. A fire! Fire wins it! July Meshack wins it! A strike, Burton needs a bolt. Swing and a miss, and for the first time, Rocky Top reaches the mountaintop of college baseball.
Hey, boys, it's a big week, man. It's a big week. It just feels right. I got my guys with me, Dylan C2. It's your boy, Ruck in the building, man. Y'all know what to do. It's the top of the show. Like, comment, subscribe, join the channel, man. Be like my man, Ryan, who just joined the channel a couple shows back. Ryan in the chat says, what's up, fellas? GBO, let's lock in and get this dub. Grayson in the chat, our boy Grayson says, what up, Ruck Deal and C2, go Big Orange. Ryan says, what's up, fellas? Yeah, man. It's a big week, man. I'm excited. I'm very excited. And it's awkward, y'all. I don't know, man. It feels like every time Tennessee has been on the road the last few years, I've been a little nervous. But for some odd reason, there's just so much peace and just we can breathe again because we know that this offense is going to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the key. We know this offense is going to produce. For me, it's all about what can this defense do? How y'all boys feeling opening up the week on a Monday, knowing that, hey, you're now just 6 short days away?
Yeah, I feel about as good as I can. I'm sure by the time kickoff rolls around, I'll be pacing around the living room floor. But that's about how it goes for road games with us. But sitting here on a Monday, I'm feeling pretty confident about it.
Oh, yeah. What's up, C2?
Yeah. So my by the numbers today will be pretty much just focused on the Tennessee pass defense. So overall for the game, I feel pretty good, but in that specific regard, not so much. So we'll get into that later.
We talked about it a little bit yesterday on the next day. Me and C2 kind of dove in. Dylan, we didn't get to talk to you yesterday. Kind of give us a quick just recap, I guess, of how you felt after that UAB game.
Yeah, I mean, it's UAB. You know, you're not going to learn a whole lot from it. You're not going to see a whole lot in it. But it went about how I expected. You know, we got a lot of points on offense, and then defense let up some late with the second and third string in. Just a couple busted coverages, things like that. Things we got to get better at because those guys are one bad snap away from being able to play and start. So just a couple of little things that we got to clean up. But overall, this is pretty much what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, my rant was that last year our 2s and 3s weren't bad like I feel like they are now. And that kind of has to do with a complete roster overload, right? Especially up front. You lose Elijah Simmons, you lose Amari Thomas, you lose Omar Norman Lott, you lose James Pierce, I know this guy didn't get to play last year and got kicked off the team, but let's just say it, you lose Shandavion Bradley. Like
Yeah.
you're missing a lot of guys, bro. And now we're calling on Marion Dye, a 5-star freshman. We're calling on Isaiah Campbell. We're calling on JUCO transfer Jamal Wallace, which I talked about this in the time that we've seen him. He is at least being a gap clogger, which is what we need a lot of defensive tackles to do. Like, you don't have to make the play, dude. Just clog that hole. That's how you become a great run stop defense, which Tennessee has been and which we continue to be. So while the 2s and 3s haven't looked as good as I think we wanted to, I think Tim Banks completed the mission against UAB, which was play the young guys as much as possible and let them feel what the rest of the year is about to be. Because like you said, Dylan, in the intro, dude, like they're one play away, all of them. I mean, Sidney Walton, bro, played almost 50 snaps, dude. Tim Merritt was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like Trey Poteet was out there early in the third. Like we did what we wanted to do. We emptied the bench and got those young guys playing time, whether it was good or bad. I still think that they've got to be better and we've got to be better quicker for sure. Yep. But satisfied overall with the win because I think the offense could have scored as much as they wanted to. They just kind of cooled off too. They started to just run it. Once Heupel saw Jake Merklinger couldn't even throw the football in the pocket, like golly, he was like, okay, we're done. We're just going to run the ball.
Who looked worse throwing this weekend, Ruck or Dill? Do you think it was Russell Wilson or Jake Merklinger at the end of our game?
Hey, y'all.
Because that was rough.
It wasn't good at all. Russell Wilson was really bad this week. But, God, Jake, the fact, y'all, can I just say this real quick? I got to say this, okay? Because I think it's very important. Some of y'all really thought and wanted that guy to be the starting quarterback at Tennessee. That's what y'all wanted. And now, do we all agree that Heupel knew what he was doing and going and getting a guy in May?
Thank God.
Because if we had to start the year with that guy, we'd be 1-3 right now. We'd be 2-2. We'd be 2-2. Barely.
I hope so. Yeah.
Barely. And it's not, I'm not even hating on Jake, but Lordy, my. That's against 2s, bro. Like you're playing some against like UAB's 2s, bro. And you look like look, here we got in the chat, my man Ian Pickett. What's up, Ian? He says McIntyre is way better than Merck. And Heupel knows that. And that's why George didn't play. He's trying to get that red. He gonna get that red on him. I promise you. He gonna get that red shirt. Ryan in the chat says, I love T-Lander, but I think he's a bit slow. Spielman is going to be that guy, and I'm overseeing Ben Bolt on the field so early, like he's Zach Thomas or something.
Or a Colton jumper.
Literally. Here's the thing about T-Lander. His east-west speed is not there, but when he's coming to close on a tackle, oh my goodness, that's why he's playing so much. And that's why, honestly, we need him. Like we really need him to just be better. Like it's not that he's even playing horrific, because if you're going to say Jeremiah Teenletter's playing horrific, then you kind of have to say Arion's playing horrific as well. Okay. Yeah. And you can't have 2 without 1. Like you can't have 1 without 2. You can't have both without 1. Like those 2 are the literal brains of the defense. And they're both really not playing as well as we would like them to be playing. But Arion Carter's just a little bit more on the athletic side. So he's making up for his mistakes, while Jeremiah T-Lander, on the other hand, doesn't have as much of an athletic ability as Arion does. And so you kind of see it's easier to call him out for his mistakes because they're so blatant sometimes. You know what I mean? Like they're very blatant. You can see them. It's just boom right there.
I think some of that's why Arion Carter has like 40 more snaps than T-Lander on defense so far this year.
Yeah.
They've both been, so here's the thing. They've both been pretty good in like run defense. right?
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Well,
But there you go. It
a
works.
little early. They've both been decent in run defense. Like they've both been pretty good there. Even some in the pass rush. But when it comes to coverage, I'm not going to say they've been bad because we'll get into who I'm going to say is bad in coverage later. But they've been mid at best.
Yeah. Aaron in the chat says Merck at quarterback and this defense. Yeah, that'd be rough. That'd be rough. Boys, let's start the show, man. I mean, it's Mississippi State week. Obviously, we've got our full scouts. We got personnel. We've got offensive and defensive scout, and then we get by the numbers with C2 tonight. So it's going to be a really fun show here in about 15, 20 minutes. But, boys, let's kick it off like this. Obviously, the biggest news of the day is the leaked SEC permanent opponents for Tennessee, that being Alabama, Vanderbilt. I don't think we were surprised about those two. And I'm seeing a lot of hate from our fans about the Kentucky matchup. And I'm scratching my head because we have way more history with Kentucky than we do Florida. I understand the last 25 years against Florida, it has been a rivalry game. You know, it's been back and forth early. Then Florida won however many straight, 15 or 10, whatever it was. And now, you know, the last 5 years since Heupel's been here, it's been back and forth, back and forth. Whoever's at home is winning the football game. So I kind of understand why people are upset about the Florida matchup not being on the schedule. But there's a place where people don't realize who says that they're not still going to schedule Florida for Tennessee. Right? Like they're going to preserve some of the rivalries, even if it's not permanent. Like you're going to tell me because Alabama didn't get LSU as a permanent, they're just going to stop playing LSU? No. They just had to find, like, when you look at the Tennessee-Kentucky rivalry, the history dates back to almost the 50s, right? Like they've played each other for years on years. Used to even have a beer barrel. The name of the rivalry was the Battle of the Beer Barrel, right? Like maybe we can get that back. They're selling beer at stadiums. Why can't we get the barrel back? You know what I'm saying?
I would love for that to come back. That was one of my favorite things about the old NCAA games is you could go get that thing.
Yeah. And so I just I don't think there's any reason why, you know, that couldn't come back. But also I think it's kind of making me scratch my head on why some of our fans are so upset about these permanent opponents. How do you guys feel? C2, let's go to you first. How do you feel about the permanents? Is it, to me, it's a win for Tennessee, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I get not being super thrilled that we're not going to play Florida, especially with kind of the shifting in power right now, but I would rather play Kentucky. One, I'd rather go to a game in Kentucky than I would to ever step foot in Gainesville again on a game day because those fans are something else.
I'll be there.
Good luck. But two, I think it gives us a better chance when it comes to like playoffs and things and SEC championships and things like that, which, you know, you can say whatever about weaker opponents. I don't necessarily think Kentucky's a weaker opponent than Florida. I just think we forget how to play football every time we go to Gainesville, no matter how weak Florida is.
Agreed. Dill, what about you, man? Like, obviously, I think we knew this was coming. Is this what you expected, or did you expect something different?
Yeah, it's pretty much what I expected. I'm glad we got to keep the Alabama rivalry. I was scared they were going to kind of toss that one to the side, but they kept it, and thankfully so. You know, Vandy and Kentucky, it's kind of whatever. I mean, we can all view that as like 2 free wins every year, but either way, I mean, that just helps us out, like C2 was saying, getting to the SEC championship and getting those conference wins up. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's a free visit. So, I mean, if any recruits are coming into town, we can send them to one of those games. It's way better than risking sending them to one like OU or Texas where we might be in trouble.
Agreed. Devin in the chat says, I agree. Bama, Vandy, and Beer Barrel should all be the permanent rivals, and those make sense to me as well. Ryan also expresses his gratitude towards it and says, I love that draw. For sure. Now, everybody in the chat watching, we're going to make this a little interactive because we're going to answer this too. Boys have no idea that we were going to do this. I need 2 2 SEC teams that you would like to see Tennessee play over the next 2 years. This could be teams that we've consistently been playing. This could be teams that we haven't played enough, and you kind of want to see if something can spark between the two schools. I've been giving this thought a lot. Chat, blow it up too, because we're going to read your responses as well. But the two for me, man, for me personally, I would love, like, I think the normal thing people would say is probably Texas. I think everybody wants to see who's the battle of the real UT, and I want to see it too. But that's not two that I'm like desperate for. One is Texas A&M. There's something between Tennessee and Texas A&M. Think about the 2016, the triple or the double overtime game there in College Station. Juicy type of game. And I want to go to College Station. I would much rather go to freaking Kyle Field than DKR. I feel like Kyle Field is unbelievably lit compared to DKR. Corey, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but you've been to DKR and you've said a lot about, or maybe you've not said anything because there's no type of environment really. So
concessions prices are great there. I'll give them, that part's great.
So mine would be Texas A&M and Ole Miss. I think the Lane Kiffin thing just brings juice, and I like the distance. Like, it's not far to get to Ole Miss, bro, but it's also going to be a good game every year just because of the Kiffin Tennessee type thing. Dylan, what about you?
Yeah, I was going to say Ole Miss too, just because that's like an hour down the road for me, and that is perfect.
Yes,
for
sir.
me.
We'll be down there tailgating, bro, turning up.
Absolutely. And other than that, I think I'd go with Auburn, just because I can count on one hand how many times that we've played them in the last however many years, and
That's
they've
real.
got a good thing building down there with Hugh Freeze. They took Oklahoma down to the wire.
Should
I
have
feel like
won
that could be a
game.
good matchup. Yeah.
Hey, but side note, you've seen SEC has put out a statement saying that the refs missed multiple calls in Auburn's favor.
Yeah.
I don't think they can, flip the win per se, but those guys can get suspended, man. Those refs can get suspended. And
Good thing.
this would open the eyes, I think, to people's, like, because OU got home cooking in that game, bro. They got home cooking.
Yeah.
C2, what about you, bro? Give me 2 games, man, that you're like, Tennessee, I gotta see it.
It's definitely Ole Miss and Texas for me. Ole Miss because I've just always wanted to go to a game there, man. I've heard that tailgating is legendary. They're super welcoming to opposing fans. I would love to go to a game there. And then Texas, like I said, was that yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. My cousin lives in Austin, so I've got a free place to stay. Sometimes I get a free ticket every once in a while, so get to go to an away game without having to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars is nice. Plus, I would like to see how our offense does in an SEC stadium that is as calm as I have seen DKR be when the offense is, picking their play. Now, granted, we don't ever really huddle, so I don't know if that would actually make them be loud the whole time because they're normally quiet the whole huddle. So I don't really know. They might get confused and not really know what to do with themselves.
Going to the chat, Ryan says Texas and Ole Miss. He's on your team, C2. Texas and Missouri. There is some juice between Missouri. Drink and Josh Heupel do not like each other at all. Devin Arnold, Texas versus the real UT and Ole Piss. Yep. My man Jeff at Church Disrupted says Texas and Texas A&M for me. Says Lane is about to be at Florida, bro. Listen, please don't say that. Just don't say it. Like, if it's true, cool. Just don't say it, man. Because if that happens, I've said this on this platform multiple times. If Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, the entire SEC is cooked. I'm telling you. I promise you, it's cooked. Like, y'all might as well go ahead and be looking, go to different conferences, everything. Because he going to have the best rosters. He going to have the best. He still got the best offense, and his offense is just his personnel specifically at Ole Miss this year isn't good. And they still putting up as many points as they want to. He's a genius, bro. And just don't say it. And here's the thing. I don't feel like Lane fits in at Florida at all. Like, he doesn't seem like a Florida guy.
No.
You gotta be some kind of country a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can see him more. Not that it'll happen because they're doing really well. I could see him more at like a Miami than I could at like Gainesville, Florida. And I'm not sure he would want to take on that big of a rebuild anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, for him though, it would be quick.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what I
With
mean?
how he
Like,
uses the portal. Yeah.
yeah, his portal tactics and the way his staff recruits the portal, he would cook that quickly.
Yeah.
Aaron Duck says, we've got to get revenge for we stand on business, Josh. We standing on business, Josh. That was the craziest thing I ever saw on live television. Other than Janet Jackson getting her, thing ripped off. But Lamons Jr. says, Arkansas and Auburn. Why Arkansas, man? I hate Arkansas. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about them. I hate them. Church the Rep said it seems to be where he's headed, talking about Lane. He will be dangerous and then morally implode. Maybe. Ryan says, I love Fran Brown. If I was Florida, that would be my guy, but I ain't trying to see that. Maybe Kurt Singeti. Man, Fran Brown would be great at Florida, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He got that dog mentality. I don't think he would take that job though. Maybe he would.
I don't know. That's a lot of pressure down there.
It's a ton, bro. A ton of pressure down there. I don't know. It'd be interesting. That's an interesting take though, Ryan. I like that because I mean, he's cut for that cloth for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely cut for it, and he don't really give a crap what anybody says about him. And he's going to get the best out of his players. And now he's going to have access to way more 5-star talent being down there. So Fran Brown's not a bad choice. Emily Tritt says, Tennessee football. Happy fall. Happy fall. Happy birthday. Happy fall. What? What the Emily, what you talk about? Lamons Jr., Arkansas, they have been a thorn in our side. They have. They really have.
Yeah.
That
Emily,
ends in 3 weeks.
Monday. Though. It's Monday, Emily. We can't already be pre-gaming. All right. That's way too early.
He says, Jeff is crazy. I personally think Napier is a good fit, but they ain't letting us choose. Yeah.
No, they aren't. Otherwise, Sunbelt Billy would be there for the rest of his days.
But here's the thing, y'all. We've been better than Florida the last, I would say, 4 years. I would even go back to the Emory Jones year where they beat the brakes off of us in the swamp. They weren't any better than we were, really. But they beat the brakes off of us. 2023. That Florida team was not better than we were. And we still laid an egg. It's something about the swamp. And I think that's going to end this year, though. I really do. I think it's over. I think the drought is over. This is wild. Tennessee football, how was your day? What are you doing? This got to be spam. So we're going to go ahead and hit that.
Hey, we appreciate the free engagement.
Yeah, we went ahead and put that in timeout. We banned Miss Emily. I'm sorry. But it's all good. So, boys, in other non-related news, Bruce Pearl steps away from college basketball. Age 65, steps away, retires. Felt like it was at a very strange time. You know, he dropped like a 15, 16-minute video today. And his biggest thing that he kept saying was, it's time. Like, just trust him that it's time for him to step away. He mentions the University of Tennessee. Thanks to University of Tennessee. Had the NIL and transfer portal era been around when Bruce, had the NCAA investigation with Tennessee, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I don't know if he ever leaves. We had some of the best teams I can remember. And I know Barnes has put together great rosters, but man, those teams that Bruce coached were amazing, bro. We talking JP Prince, Tyler Smith, Ramar Smith, Jawan Smith, Lofton, Dame Bradshaw, Skylar McBee. Bro, those were fun teams. Wayne Chisholm, Brian Williams. Bro, you can't tell me that era of Tennessee basketball wasn't the best. Even Rick Barnes' stuff has been awesome. It's been fun. It's been a cool journey. Anytime I think about Tennessee basketball, I instantly go to the Bruce years. because that's when we became, I guess, a blue blood, if you want to say that. Beating Memphis with Derrick Rose was just like, that's iconic, bro. Like, I remember that game like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Beating Kansas on a buzzer beater, beating Texas on a buzzer beater with Lofton. Like, Bruce coached some really dang good Tennessee teams. And so you got to show him love. And I appreciate Bruce for what he did at Tennessee. I hate the way things ended with him here, but he went on to be successful, man. He took Auburn to more heights than ever. I think he had Auburn program high, like 214 wins in 11 years. Like, they've won 2 or 3 SEC championships. I think it was 5, actually. I might be wrong. I think he won 5 in 11 years. Crazy, bro. So shout out to Bruce, man. I know you're an Auburn guy now. He kept saying he's an Auburn man. So, I mean, he knows where home is and he knows where home ain't. So, yeah, boys. Hey, man, y'all know what? I think it's time to scout. What y'all think?
Oh,
I think it's time to scout, man. Let's open the floor up, man. We're going to open this thing up. Who is Mississippi State? Big week, guys. I mean, I know I keep saying it, but this is the stuff that defines a football team. These are the weeks. These are the football games on the road. And if you guys haven't seen, Mississippi State is going to perform a whiteout. Sounds like they're also going to be wearing white uniforms at home. So Tennessee is going to be on the road, potentially wearing orange, which I'm all for it. Let's go. Gonna be lit. We've been wearing orange all year. Let's do it again. It is gonna be weird not wearing the icy whites on the road, but I don't care. Put on the all orange, man. Throw on the orange helmet. Shoot, I don't care. Whatever y'all feel like doing. Look, Dylan's like, nah, don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't know about that one.
So y'all, who is Mississippi State? I'm going to give you the personnel scout of this football team, what we can kind of expect from some key players, offensively, defensively. This football team is coached by Jeff Lebby. This is his second year there at Mississippi State. Runs very similar offense to Tennessee. They like to get up in tempo. Dylan's going to talk a little bit more about the specifics of how they like to run things. But one thing I can tell you about this football team, last year they struggled in every way possible that you could struggle. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't push the ball downfield. They couldn't stop anyone, and they still can't stop anyone. And so offensively, this team has gotten better. This is where their strengths are. Their strengths lie on the offense. They get their quarterback back in Blake Shapen. He's a guy that returned from injury last year. He was hurt. He's healthy. And if he continues to play the way he's been playing, man, he can be a problem for the rest of the year. I think he's already at 844 yards on the season, and he definitely is running the offense well. The running back room for Mississippi State is actually very good. Fluff Bothwell was a transfer from South Alabama, and they did return Devon Booth. He had a good 2024 season for Mississippi State. He's their big play guy. He's the guy, if you can get him in space, he might break one loose. He is doing well. The depth behind those two guys, you're not going to see them much, but their names are Johnny Daniels and Xavier Gayton. The offensive line is probably a very much of a strength spot for this football team this year. They're more experienced, big size up front. Blake Steen is a transfer. Albert Reese IV is their left tackle. Both of those guys are 6'6", easily 325 plus pounds. Definitely more experienced than they were in 2024. You'll see some of the things they do in pass pro. Dylan's going to break that down. You can tell 100% of the time if it's a run or a pass by some small things that they do. And Dylan's going to break that down a little bit for us here in just a second. Their wide receiver room, this is where they're probably the best at, but they're still not proven yet. Transfers, Brennan Thompson, Anthony Evans III, Aiden Williams. They are definitely guys that can get into open space and make things happen. They returned Jordan Mosley, he's shown flashes. He showed flashes last year, but he's not a consistent threat for them. Their go-to guy is Brennan Thompson. He's the guy that they want to get the football to early and often. particularly in the middle of the field, down the field, 20-yard post, maybe 15-yard digs, things like that, and let him make plays with the football in his hands. Defensively, this football team, guys, I don't know how else to tell you. They suck. Okay. It's not good. It's not good. And I mean, I bet their best player, honestly, is Isaac Smith. He's a safety there for them. He is the second leading tackler at safety, if that tells you anything about this team. When your safety is the second leading tackler on your football team, that means that you are allowing plays that are more than 10 yards. Okay. Brian Lanier is another safety. Great in space. He is. I've seen a lot of his film. He's really good in space. In the cornerback position, Diego Brumfield, Javen Williams. These are still guys who are veterans, but still, Javen Williams is the younger of the two. Tennessee's going to pick on him. I can promise you. They're going to go straight at Williams. Just look for it all night long. Kendrick Bingley Jones is the returning starter on the defensive line. Great size and experienced guy. And he's going to need to be great for Mississippi State if they even have a chance in winning this football game. And then Nick Mitchell is a linebacker, kind of plays a hybrid role, can sometimes float out into coverage as well. He's going to be more used, like I mentioned, in the coverage roles, kind of likes to fall back into coverage, can come up and make the hit, but his specialty is definitely in coverage for Mississippi State. They run some interesting sets up front. I think they're going to try to toy a little bit with our offensive line, which our offensive line has been fantastic so far in 2025. And so it's not a way, it's not something that I'm necessarily scared or nervous about. But I do believe that it's something that, you know, they're going to try to make us be confused offensively, and they're going to try to use the crowd to also impact how that happens. And so I think Tennessee has everything they need to still win this game. I think the line opened up at 10.5, and now it's, what is it, still at 8.5 the last I checked, or 9.5.
7.5 when I checked this morning. That was
Yeah,
on
last I saw
DraftKings.
was 7.5.
And take that all day, people.
Yeah.
Take that all day, my people. So, Dill, let's dive in a little bit to offensive and defensive scout, man.
All right. So just before we get in it, if anybody's got a question in the chat, or if any of y'all have anything to say, just go ahead and stop me.
I got
went
one for you
ahead-
right now. Defensively, Ryan Gaynor says they run a 3-4 defense primarily, right?
It's like a base 3-3-5, but they will use a multiple concept. I've seen them have 4 down linemen, 3 down linemen. I've seen them with 5 down linemen. They swap it out a lot because, well, nothing really works for them, to tell you the God's honest truth. But they will throw everything at you to try to stop it, and whether it works or not is a gamble. But all right, you want to go into the first play?
Yeah. Here we go right here.
All right, so I broke down their Arizona State game. Stop it right quick. And this is high into the first quarter. This is like maybe their second or third play out. You're going to get a cover 3 zone here. And so you see the deep safety in the back. Your outside corners are going to be responsible for taking away that deep. And go forward just a little bit into the snap. Okay. You're going to see this bottom corner here. He is responsible for taking away this flat right here. Excuse me. No, he's responsible for taking away the deep end of the field. The other corner, this is the switch, so he's supposed to swap over. Watch, bring it forward just a little bit. Watch shaping. He pump fakes. This corner falls down, and that's a one-on-one with what was his name, Evans. And so he releases that ball straight into the flat. Go back a little bit. Get me to the catch point. Okay, watch these safeties' hips. Are you able to make a tackle like that?
I was
Not at
going to
all.
say, I've seen angles like this before.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's my point here. We don't need to have a certain number 2 in that situation on Saturday, but I was going to let C2 handle that here in about a minute. But
Well, as you continue going, the safety actually gets further, like he's running away from the wide receiver.
Yeah. Bad angles,
So
people.
full speed right here from the top on this play because this is very good. I mean, you can, like Dylan said, that one high look, man. Like Heupel loves a one high look. We're
Yeah.
attacking that quick, and Levy does the same thing, especially like you mentioned with the catch point. Boom, quick, bow. What is happening to that safety?
Gone.
He's giving up a touchdown. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
And that's in the
Unbelievable.
first minute of their game. And you'll see a lot of the concepts that we ran in 2022 all over that film. I mean, I looked up and down. I saw a post wheel, same thing that Jalen Hyatt ran in 2022 against Alabama.
Yep.
They ran that in this game. They've ran a lot of half field reads, ton of half field reads in this game. It's like, I mean, it's no kidding. It's like they ripped the 22 offense straight off film and just put it into their playbook. That's exactly what it is. And that's partly because Jeff Levy was Josh Heupel's offensive coordinator at UCF. But these guys, they think alike. They do a lot of the same things, a lot of the same concepts. But I feel like Josh Heupel's offense is a lot more involved now that we're in year 5 here. But bring it on ahead to play 2.
Will, to real quick question for you. Do they lean more zone or manned? And are they blitzing to make up for their lack of talent?
It's a lot more zone, and they will blitz. Usually they got like 6 or 7 in the box. And they do try to stunt out of it, but I got to be honest with you, a lot of it's just their men being better than the men that they've played because they have not played a lot of talent. And they did get a couple on Arizona State, but it was a lot of MAs and it was a lot of just, I'm better than you and I'm going to prove it. So it's really nothing that we could tell on film, but go on ahead.
Ryan, we'll come back to your question here once we get to the offensive side of the ball. We'll come back to you in just 1 second. It's play number 2 right here.
All right, top of the second quarter. What you guys' man coverage here, and bring it to the very start. I want you guys to watch the running back here because this made me giggle a little bit whenever I played it. Fluff Bothwell. He wipes out the safety blitz coming down. You're about to see him come down from the linebacker spot here in a second, but go ahead and roll it.
Oh, dang.
Done. That just tickled me to death seeing that the first time around. But you're going to see the safety blitz here. And so what that means is it's basically man coverage. So if we're going back to the start of the play, safety comes around. This linebacker on the far left here needs to be lined up on the tight end, and the other linebacker needs to be lined up on the running back. So we've got man to man, and if they're blocking, they need to be immediately rushing towards the quarterback. There needs to be a pressure opportunity for them, but they sit on their hands, and it ends up costing them. And if you go back to the start of the route, go to the wide view, you'll see Brennan Thompson at the top of your screen. And go ahead and hit play. He's going to slip here when he cuts on his end brake, and he's just got so much speed that Schaefer can just drop it right in the bucket on the goal line. That's a 50-yard throw. It's a beautiful throw by Schaefer, and it's something that we're going to have to pay attention to, and we're going to have to hopefully lock down. Because if you can see it, I believe he's standing on the tee, and he releases it, and it's just right in the breadbasket to Thompson. He is a speed demon. He's going to be somebody that we're going to have to bracket off. We're going to need safety help over the top. We
I
cannot
know that
leave them
safety's not
one-on-one.
wearing number 2.
You are the worst.
And then I only got one play from their defense, and honestly, it's not even a good play for them because they're just that bad. So we're looking at it's a cover 3 robber, I believe. It may be a terrible cover 4. I'm not sure. But you're going to see 3 deep safeties here, and I believe that there's going to be another safety. Maybe it's a deep linebacker, and he's going to be in that robber position. And this is the weirdest route combination I've ever seen in my life. But if you pay attention to the left side of the field, they're all going to be running out routes. And so on the right side of the field, you're going to have a deep in, and the running back's going to be running a flat out to the right. So go ahead and hit play. Your linebacker is spine. There, snap it. There you go. Linebacker's in spy. Deep end comes around. Levitt overthrows him. Now, I want you to go back to where the catch point was. and I want to show everybody something. Why is there 3 deep safeties on one guy? What are we doing? Now,
That's
if he
insane.
catches that ball, he's got nothing but green grass in front of him. That could have been a
Green.
touchdown for them. But if they're gonna bite on that hard, we can run high-low concepts on them day and night, all night long, and they cannot do a thing about it. I expect us to be able to run the ball. They got 2 big old D tackles, but their linebacker core really just isn't that great. There was another play that I almost put in, but it really wasn't that great either. It was on the goal line at the end of that game, and Arizona State was driving. They were on the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal, and one of the linebackers from Mississippi State, I believe his name is Nick Anderson, he came down and he leveled the Arizona State running back, and it looked great. And then I looked at the stats, and it turns out that's his only tackle on the year. So I don't really know what to make of this defense, y'all. But I looked it up and down, and I'm just not impressed by anything that they've done on defense this year.
Ryan in the chat says, do you guys think zone blitzes could be our game plan this week? Make shape and think and uncomfortable.
Well, I would say yes, but I also said that for Georgia, and we didn't do it. So I'm not real sure what our game plan will be going in. But I mean, Josh Heupel knows this offense for Mississippi State like the back of his hand. I mean, he used to run it. That's how much he knows it. So I feel like he's definitely got something for Tim Banks, just a little nudge, like, hey, you might want to do this here, or you might want to do that there. But I think we'll be good on that.
If it's going to be zone blitzes, it needs to be tight zone, not the soft zone crap, because that's what's been killing us.
And they will abuse you in RPO game. That soft zone will get you killed against Mississippi State.
Yeah, it sure will. Do you guys think that David Sanders plays in this one?
I don't know if he plays this year.
Man,
no, I don't think he plays in this one.
I don't have an answer because no one knows what the heck's wrong with him.
Yeah.
So,
if they were going to bring him back for a game, to me, it would make sense. Like, if he's ready now, it would make sense to wait till he's got 2 weeks to prepare for someone instead of coming in.
I can see Arkansas for sure.
Yeah. So if he's coming back soon, I would say Arkansas.
Let's move on in, man, to by the numbers. By the numbers with my guy, C2.
Tried to make it a little bit more visually exciting this time by throwing some pictures in. Try and make it look professional. So by the numbers with C2, I was going to cover both teams' passing defenses, but honestly, Mississippi State hasn't really played anybody except Arizona State, and their passing defense isn't really why Arizona State struggled at all. That I don't know what he was looking at that game. He just wasn't accurate at all. They had, I think the Arizona State quarterback had like 37 or like 40% completion percentage, and only 3 of those were forced incompletions by Mississippi State. So just a lot of bad throws. So I just focused on ours. Plus, I kind of got sucked into a rabbit hole. So anyway, here we go. All right, so our coverage overview. We're 117th in the nation in completion percentage allowed per game at 67.1%. It's not great. We are 126th in the nation in pass yards allowed per game with 279. 89th in the nation in passing touchdowns allowed per game, which I'm okay with the 1.5. That's whatever. I just hate that the 1.5 has been against 3 not so good teams in Georgia. Like I was talking about with their forced incompletions, we've only got 15 pass deflections and 2 interceptions by the linebackers and defensive backs. And that's on 155 pass attempts on defense. So other incompletions have been because quarterbacks have been off. Otherwise, that completion percentage would be a lot higher. And we are 116th in the nation in yards per completion. A lot of that is yak. A lot of it's yards after the catch, and then the rest of it is soft zone. Sometimes the receiver's catching something, which kind of leads to the yak. Sometimes the receiver's catching something, and we're 8 yards away from the guy on 3rd and 2 for some reason. And some of that, I'm going to say, is not necessarily on the player because that's where they were designed to be on that play call. So some of why I'm saying guys like Carter and T-Lander have been mid in pass coverage. It isn't even so much their fault all the time. Some of it's just their terrible defensive play calling, and they're just being told to go stand in the wrong spot where there's nobody. So they're guarding grass. You can go to the next page. Now, the good, and this may surprise some people with one of these three people because he's been targeted a lot this year. These guys have been the three best players when it comes to coverage. And yes, Joshua Josephson is on here because that's how bad our coverage has been across the board in the linebackers and defensive backs. But Colton Hood has been a monster. Throwing his way on passes that PFF considers a defender being targeted is one where like the defender's like in the area. So it's not every pass play that may have been near him, but 23.5 completion percentage. So they're not even completing a quarter of the throws they throw his way at all. I think it was 17 targets at him and only 4 receptions allowed. He's only allowed 32 yards receiving. He's got 5 pass deflections. Remember how I said we've got 15 pass deflections between the between the linebackers and cornerbacks? He's got 33% of them. Ty Redmond has been targeted 28 times this year. He's given up 16 completions. 57.1% completion throwing his way. 4 pass deflections. So between Colton Hood and Ty Redmond, we've got 9 of our 15 pass deflections in our linebackers and defensive backs.
Tells you a lot.
Now, he is allowing 5.9 yards after the catch on a reception. However, as a cornerback, I'm not like too mad at that. I'm more okay with that than I would be in some other positions out there. Now, Joshua Josephs, he's got 12 pressures total, 3 sacks, and he's got 2 tips. So he has 2 pass deflections that weren't counted in the pass deflections I was going over earlier. But he has more pass deflections than most of our defensive backs in the 2 that he has right there. You can go to the next one.
Just before we go, like that is that should it tells you everything. Oh my God, it just hurts. It hurts. C2.
Mm-hmm. Now the bad. And now I want people to know before anyone gets their feelings hurt, because I know we've got some Jalen McMurray fans in here. This is just bad in pass coverage. When it comes to other things, he has been great. I'm not saying he's a bad player. But on 14 targets, he's allowed 12 receptions for 118 yards, 69 yards after the catch. Boo, on 12 targets, has allowed 10 receptions for 107 yards and 91 yards after the catch. And for the record, those 2 incompletions for Jalen, he did not have a pass breakup. He didn't cause that. Same thing for Boo. Boo did not cause the pass breakup. The quarterback just didn't hit his target. And Idris Farouk, again, 7 out of 8. So 7 receptions on 8 targets for 76 yards, which isn't great. That's an 87.5% completion he's allowing. However, you'll notice that he's only got 1 that he didn't catch, but he has 2 pass breakups. That's because we'll get to who he was covering for in a minute, but he broke up a pass someone else was targeted on, which is wild. But a couple quick stats that aren't on the screen just for y'all that I thought were interesting. So just freshmen, redshirt or true freshmen, and sophomores have 39 stops, meaning they've made the offense have a negative play. They've stopped them progressing a certain amount of yards towards the first down. They've caused turnovers. That accounts for 35.1% of the stops by our defense this year. A junior or older So anyone who's been playing for 3 years, they've got 48 stops. They've only got 9 more stops than our young guys. Some of that's because we've got more young guys playing than anything else. Like our true freshmen account for, and this is anyone who has more than 20 snaps. I didn't do guys who only got in the game for like a snap or two. But out of players who have 20 or more snaps, true freshmen account for almost 20% of the total snap count. And freshmen and sophomores account for almost 40% of the total snap count.
There's a plus in that, people. Like there's things
There
that
is.
you're like, well, dang, like why are that's the future, boys. Like that's the plus in this. And it's just we need them to get better quick. This is what we talked about yesterday. They have to get better quick.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, and this isn't counting Colton Hood because he's a redshirt sophomore. So I didn't count him in with the sophomores. Even without him, our freshmen, redshirt or true, and just straight true sophomores are allowing 71.2% completion rating on their passes versus 80% by our juniors or olders. So they're doing better in pass defense than our old guys. So now getting on to the worse than bad, in my opinion, we've got the missing man. I don't know where he is on defense, but he has 252 snaps this year, which is the most of any player on our team. He has been involved on a total of 22 plays statistically. 22, good or bad. I gave him credit for being involved bad. If someone caught a ball on him, at least he was there. At least he was involved in that play. He has 0 forced incompletions on the year. 1 catch, he would have 6 receptions on 7 targets. If it wasn't for Farouk coming over to break up a pass, he was going to get mossed on. He's missed almost 20% of his tackles, not counting awful angles. He has 1 defensive stop, which PFF didn't even give him because they didn't count him as being the one who forced the stop on his interception. It was just a bad throw by the quarterback. Let's run it back. Let's watch one of these awful angles, and you'll see what I mean by missing man. Brother, where are you going? We have go back. He is starting. He's got about a 10-yard head start on 2 people you're going to see get closer to tackling this man on this screen pass than he ever does. You can see the helmet of one of them coming into the screen right now. Now play. You'll see what I mean. Brother, what? You're getting outrun by these 2 linebackers who are just they're blazing past you. You're getting burnt by your own teammates. Anyway, he's allowed on the few times he's been targeted, he's allowed 70% completion, and again, that would be higher without Farouk. He's allowed 89 yards on 5 receptions. He's allowing 17.8 yards a reception and 18 yards after the catch.
It's not good. It's not good, bro.
And he is a 5th-year senior. As a safety, he should be one of the leaders on our team. This is why, in my opinion, our 2 safeties should be Farouk and Beasley. I know Farouk was under the bad, but Farouk is a sophomore. Beasley is a sophomore. I would rather see them get playing time and actually be involved in the game and learn and maybe go help. Although he's holding his own, to be fair to him, go help Ty Redmond on one of the 125 targets he's going to have by the end of the year, instead of just standing on the wrong side of the field watching your true freshman cornerback get beat up on by juniors and seniors from Georgia all game.
Man, The Missing Man. What a nickname. Man, the chat's blowing up. Let me see what's going on right here. Let's see. Check this out. Here's a thumbs up from a Sooner stopping through. Keep up the good work, guys. Shout out to you, Ryman Lemon. Yeah, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Sven Kurzberg, spying allowed? Hell State, guys. Absolutely. Come spy.
Yeah, come
we
spy.
we don't know much. We just some fans who love this thing, and we think we know a lot about football, which some of us do. Most of us we do, but we're not media. So, if you're coming here to hear some formal takes, you ain't getting that. Ryman Lemon, I'll literally see you boys in Knoxville. I'm making a trip. Hey, well, you go. Hey, Ryman, you're gonna be welcome to a real stadium, bro. I'm kidding, dude. I heard OU was great when we went. I heard it was a good environment. I also did hear, though, just based off of the way the football game went, it was quiet early, just based off of how things went. But I can tell you one thing, man. You're in for a treat. I'm not saying this because we're Tennessee fans, dude. You can ask anybody in the SEC what is one of the best stadiums they come to, and I promise you, Neyland Stadium is on that list. Ryan just laughing at you, C2. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Just laughing. Then Ryman also says, I thought we were rough on our players. Y'all are brutal. Hey, man, listen.
Just a couple.
Just on a couple of guys who should be much better at this point in their career, and they're just not.
I will always be brutal on fifth-year seniors who are playing worse than guys who have been playing for 2 years.
I agree. Sven Kuesberg, Mississippi State fan, says Thomas runs a 4.2. I think he's talking about Brennan Thompson. And Evans runs a 4.4. If they see this guy, they are gone. Shaping will
sure are.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Also says, I tell you what the key to this game is. It's your pass rush against Shaping and our wide receivers. If Shaping has time, you will not win this game. I
agree with it.
If he's just back there patting the ball, of course. Yeah. But I still don't have. If here's what I think: if Mississippi State cannot get a run game going, they are definitely not winning this game. Because I can promise you, dude, he can throw the ball 60 times. He can throw the ball 60 times, and I promise you, if they get 50 yards of rushing, they ain't winning that game. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I think the key to this game for me defensively, because we just went over our coverage, and I don't really see it getting too much better, I'll be honest with you, until we get some guys back. It is going to be our pass rush against their offensive line, or really just in general, our defensive line against their offensive line, both in the run game and pass game.
Sven, I'm gonna just tell you something, my brother. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not saying this as a biased Vol, I promise you, because everybody on this channel knows I am the most realistic Vol we have. If Mississippi State runs the ball for more than 100 yards, I will give them flowers. I will give you your flowers on our next day show next Sunday, and I want you to come back. But I can promise you, I don't think they're gonna run the ball for more than about 80 yards. I could be wrong, because I love the way Mississippi State does a lot of what we do. They like to spread it out, make it easier run lanes, easier to block. And so there's a world where they could run the football for more. I definitely can see it. But I have a hard time believing if you take away 3 drives in the Georgia football game for Tennessee, the first drive of the third quarter, the 1 7-minute drive in the fourth quarter, and overtime, Georgia would have rushed the football for 99 yards.
Well, even with that, we're giving up an average of 93 a game, and that's with us pulling starters in the second half against people. Our run defense is good. If y'all are going to beat us, it's going to be through.
It's definitely going to be through the air, for sure.
Is Moy back this week?
Supposedly Moy and Hobbs, but we'll see. We don't know. Wednesdays when SEC injury report drops, the first one. So we will see. Jeff says, even if Shapin has time, we still have an offense too. Yeah, I think that's what people forget. I think that's what people forget. And he says, we don't have anywhere near the talent as you, but our key positions are loaded. And that's great. But if you can't stop Tennessee's offense, I mean, it's going to be, I guess, the last person to score, because I think I said this yesterday, Sven. I think I said this yesterday. I do think there's a world where this game is way closer than it should be. I really think there's a world where it can be. If we get out here on the road like we do, we struggle early and we're fighting and clawing to get in it and stay in it, then yeah, it's going to be close. But if this offense gets things rolling and the defense plays 10% better, there's just no shot. I mean, there's no shot.
I'll tell you, and people are going to get tired of me saying this by the time the year's over, but it's especially true in this game. The way this game is close is if we don't run the ball. If we come out there just trying to throw the ball all over the field, we're going to leave this game close, because Mississippi State, granted, some of it was helped by Arizona State's quarterback being blind out there throwing the ball, but their rush defense is worse. They're giving up almost 4 yards per carry to the teams they've played. So if we come out there and we're just throwing the ball like 8 times in a row, even if we're scoring, we're going to tire our defense out because we're going to be scoring too quick.
Yeah, my boy T in the chat says, "What did I miss?" Now, T, I don't know if you're referring to C2 going off about turn time, or if you're going, I don't know which one you're going off about. But Ryan says in the chat, "I think Boo finally cribs one to the house this week." It would be a good week to do so.
I'll settle for him catching all of them.
Amen. Say that again. If Moy and Hobbs are back, that changes things big time, in my opinion. It will help the back end too, maybe even help turn time.
Oh no, Jesus can help him.
I do want to say one thing real quick, since Boo got brought up. Looking at him just from a stats perspective, granted, I've watched the games, but looking at him just from the stats perspective is like looking at Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because some of his stats are just insane at like the stops he's made, the turnovers he's made, and then he's, allowed 10 of 12 receptions being thrown at him for a bunch of yards and yards after the catch. So like, I feel like if he just gets his head on straight, he could be one of the best defenders in the nation. But if he doesn't, like, he's just going to end up being another middle of the road guy who had more talent than he had mindset for.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, y'all. It's Monday. Y'all know how we wrap up the Who Is show. It's been amazing. I love this show now. I used to, like, I'm not going to say I ever dreaded it, but it was always the show that I was kind of like, here we go. It is what it is. But this is my favorite show now, due to all the scouts, due to everything that we do. And it's contributing a lot, man. I mean, 30 people watching right now. Shout out to everybody tapped in with us. T says, you know what's very crazy? I knew it would be Tarantine. Yeah. I think everyone knows, T. I think that's the problem, bro.
Go look at his stats and PFF scores.
That's all you got to do. Sven says this: State has absolutely zero pressure. We won our 4 games. We should have won, and Levy can let the guys simply play the game.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. Here's what I always will say. I will say this, Sven, and then we'll get into early week in the week score predictions. So everybody go ahead. Everybody in the chat, go ahead and drop your early week score predictions on a Monday. We'll get to that in just 1 second. But here's the thing, Sven. You're right. There's no pressure on Mississippi State. I don't see why there's really much pressure here on Tennessee either. I don't think any of us feel pressure. I mean, y'all feel pressure about this football game?
I mean, we need to win it.
Yeah. I mean, you need to win, but it doesn't feel like it. I don't know. Nothing about this game feels like Arkansas last year. Nothing about this game feels like nothing about it. And it's not that I'm overlooking it, because I think, again, you don't show up to play, anybody can beat you, right? It doesn't matter. I mean, we remember Georgia State, right? Yeah, that hurts. That hurt to even say out loud. But anyways, it happened. And so, but I say all this to say this, Finn. When your team and your university has to continue to put on antics to get up for big games, what I mean is a whiteout, and you're playing a really good team in Tennessee, a top 15 team, and you got to do something to get people involved, like putting posts out saying there's only 1,000 tickets left. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when it's like, okay, we're trying to get there. Even when we were bad, y'all, we were selling out games. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were bad and Neyland was still sold out 100,000. So that's what I'm saying more is I don't know if it's as much. I don't know if Tennessee feels as much pressure as 100% we did last year at this time, just due to the offense not being good, the defense playing lights out. It's completely backwards right now this season. And we saw what happened in 2022 with Tennessee, right? The offense carried, bro, and the defense bended, but they didn't break. And that's what I feel like this team has to do now. So, C2, let's go to you, man, before we go to the chat. Go ahead and drop in your early season, our early dang, bro, everybody's so happy that we're just dogging Andre. Godly. I'm sorry, Andre, if you're watching this. Look at this.
Hey.
Oh, my gosh, Jeff, stop it.
If you are watching this, I would love nothing more for you to prove me wrong. I would love nothing more than you to go play out of your mind for the rest of the season and shut me up. That would make me happy.
So C2, early in the week, score prediction. What you got?
I think this is going to be a really high scoring game. I think that over under was like 60.5. I think I saw, which I don't understand given the two offenses and two defenses that are playing. So for me, I've got it at like 55 to 34 type game.
55-34 Tennessee. Okay. Dilly, what you got?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I think it's going to be a shootout, and it's going to be a lot closer than any of us are comfortable with. But I'm taking 34-28 Tennessee.
Man, okay, I like that too. For me, early in the week, I haven't really gave this a ton of thought. But I do think it's going to be one of those weird kind of swing games for me. Like, I think Tennessee is going to win the football game. Better athletes all over the football field, better coaching all over the football field. And you've got an offense now that has been dangerous throughout 4 weeks. Mississippi State's offense has been great. Shapen being back, you can see that things are better down there in Starkville. I just don't think they're close enough yet, talent gap wise, and it's going to weigh on them come second quarter, third quarter, that middle eight that Heupel talks about a lot. I've got Tennessee in this one, 38-21. I got 38-21. Let's see what we got in here. Ryan Gaynor says 42-17. Vols. Sven, my guy, says 34-30 Tennessee. Church Disrupted, my man Jeff, says 45-25 Tennessee. T Suaves, my boy T, says the same scores as last week, 56-24. And then Ryan in the chat says, gotta drop the dub for my guy Turrentine. He dropped the $2 for Andre Turrentine. Shout out, man. Steven Johnson says, I'm so glad y'all are on number 2, that being Andre Turrentine. From the moment he stepped on the field, he stood out for his bad performance. That guy is terrible. Okay. Sven says, State is different. We're a baseball school. Duty Noble is always packed. That is true. Definitely.
I'd love to catch a baseball game down there for sure.
Dude, Jeff is just nailing this in the coffin right now. he says, what's more likely, Turrentine playing well or Kiffin going to Florida? Oh my God.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Oh my. Early Halloween nightmares. Look, Ryan Gaynor says, I'll drop the full dub if Andre Turrentine balls out. Oh my. Oh man. Aaron in the chat says, if Banks can't scheme something up for offense he sees every day, then I don't know what to do with him. Very true. Very, very, very true. Very true. Let's see. James Holloway, 34-31 Mississippi State. Upset alert is what he says. Man, hey, James, I can see it, man. I really can. If we want to play sloppy and we don't want to, put our foot on their throat, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Sven says, and we will sweep Tennessee and Starkville. in baseball. Sorry. Sven, I wish I was going to the game. I just want to talk to you, bro. You just seem like a cool cat. I like you, dude. I like you. Come back, dude. Come back all week. We're live on Wednesday night at 8:30, and then we got a show on Friday too. So come back, hang with us. Tennessee got the number one recruiting class in the country, by the way. So I don't see, it's Tennessee baseball. Tony V doing his thing. And when it was Mississippi State's last World Series? I'll wait. I'm sorry. I can't really say that. It took us forever, right?
Yeah.
So
We only got
I think
one, so.
I think Mississippi State won in 2021, though. I'm pretty sure that was their first one, and then we won in 2024. So I think they beat Vanderbilt that year, and Vanderbilt was really good that year, bro. They were really good. So he says you have no chance. 2021. Hey, bro, number one. Hey, Sven, number one recruiting class in the country, baby, and number one transfer portal class. Can't look. He said you'll be waiting on that answer longer than turn time to take you a good angle.
So forever.
Godly.
It's been a funeral tonight.
And on that note, y'all, we're gonna end on a high note. Tennessee, Mississippi State this Saturday, 4:15 Eastern, 3:15. It's just gonna be a fun week, man. It's already been a fun week. Loving the Mississippi State guys coming in, hanging out with us. It's what we love, man. We love to bring in the other people's and other fans' perspective because it's super important, and they have more insight on their football team than any of our research could do. And so I agree with Sven, though, man. They got some guys, man, out there on the perimeter. And Tennessee is more athletic. Tennessee is better. And we have to prove it. You got to prove it on the road. This is a game where you have to prove it. And I think Tennessee will. This is a great opportunity, and I can't wait to continue to dive more and more into this football game this week. Wednesday night, we're live always, same time, 8:30 Central, or 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here live on YouTube and Facebook. And then Friday, you'll get the one more day, which is that pre-recorded video that we will shoot for you guys and drop on Friday morning. So, boys, y'all have anything before we wrap?
Turn time to make a
Vols.
wish.
Yes, sir. It's go time, man. Big week again, guys. I can't wait, man. We'll be back live on Wednesday evening, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, man. For my guy Dylan, for my guy C2. You already know, man. It's your boy Ruck in the building, and it's straight up Tennessee, baby. We'll see you live on Wednesday night.